Have you ever carried something so small you forget it's there until you try to shoot it and realize you're fighting it every step of the way? Yeah, we've all been there. But what if I told you there are compact carry guns out right now that shoot like they're bigger brothers? What's up, everyone? Today I'm showing you some of the top concealed carry guns that don't just hide well. They hit hard, shoot flat, and run like full-size pistols you'd actually want to train with. Before anything else, let me do this quick plug. Hit the like and subscribe buttons. All the buttons that you can see below. Don't forget to leave a comment too. I know it feels like a hassle, but those things help my channel a lot. Now, let's get back to the good stuff. Springfield Armory Echelon 4.0C. Springfield's always had a way of building guns that feel like they're ready for real-world work. And when I took the Echelon 4.0C out to the range, I didn't treat it like some compact carry piece. I ran it like I'd run any full-size duty gun, and the thing handled it like a champ. You can tell this pistol was designed by folks who understand that your life might depend on it, whether that's during a breakdown in town or when you're off-grid and on your own. What really makes the 4.0C punch above its size is the central operating group, a serialized stainless steel chassis that drops into the grip module. It's Springfield's answer to modularity, and it's built like a tank. You can swap out grip sizes without needing a whole new gun, which is a game changer when you're setting up your gear for different loadouts or layers. The grip texture itself is clever, soft when holstered, but locks in tight once you put pressure on it. It's intuitive, no slip, and doesn't chew up your skin. The 4-inch hammer-forged barrel and billet-machined slide feel solid. Nothing rattles, nothing feels underbuilt. That melanite finish shrugs off moisture, grime, and the kind of rough handling that happens when you're crawling through brush or stashing it in a pack. Even better, the variable interface system on the slide lets you directly mount just about any red dot without adapter plates. No extra parts to fail. Just solid, low-mount optics that co-witness with the U-dot iron sights if things go sideways. And the trigger surprised me. It has a short take-up, crisp break, and a clean, audible reset. It shoots like a performance pistol. With the flush 15-round mag, or the 18-rounder that comes with it, you've got firepower that most compact guns can't touch. So yeah, the Echelon 4.0C isn't just another polymer 9mm. It's a workhorse wrapped in smart design. Walther PDP Compact. I've run a lot of polymer pistols over the years, striker-fired, hammer-fired, optics-ready, you name it. But when I put rounds through the Walther PDP Compact, something clicked. This gun doesn't just shoot like a full-size pistol. It feels like it was born out of a duty rig, and then just trimmed down enough to ride comfortably in a concealed carry holster. And coming from Walther, that's not surprising. These guys know how to build a pistol that's smooth, accurate, and combat-ready. What sets the PDP Compact apart is how refined it is under pressure. The 4-inch barrel isn't just about size. It's polygonally rifled, giving you a tighter seal, better velocity, and a longer lifespan. It's one of those barrels that makes you trust your shot, whether you're clearing a hallway or lining up a steel target at 25 yards. And then there's the slide, machined with super terrain serrations that are raised instead of cut in. It's a small thing until your hands are slick or cold, and you realize you're still racking with confidence. The real star here, though, is the trigger. Walther calls it their performance duty trigger, and it earns the name. There's a bit of take-up, but the break is clean and predictable, with a reset so short you almost feel like you're cheating. For a striker-fired gun, it's about as close to a tuned single-action feel as you're going to get from a factory setup. In the hand, the PDP Compact gives you that full purchase grip, no dangling pinkies or awkward extensions. The back straps swap out easily, and the performance duty texture keeps it locked in even under sweat or rain. It's not abrasive, just grippy, like it belongs in your palm when stuff hits the fan. With a 15+1 capacity, ambidextrous controls, and an optics-ready platform that plays well with just about any dot, the PDP Compact doesn't just perform like a full-size gun. It wants to run hard. If I had to grab one striker-fired pistol for carry, defense, and anything in between, something I would stake my life on but still conceal daily, this would be on my short list every time. Sig Sauer 365 XMacro Comp. When Sig rolled out the XMacro comp, I didn't look at it as just another P365 variant. I looked at it like a tool, something I'd count on when everything else goes sideways. And after running it through drills, low light work, and a few emergency reload scenarios with gloves on, I'll tell you this. This gun punches way outside its size class. Sig figured out how to pack full-size performance into a slim, compact chassis that fits tight to the body, but runs like a service pistol when it counts. The magic's in the details. That built-in compensator isn't some marketing add-on, it downright works. Twin ports cut into the slide and barrel vent upward gas, keeping muzzle flip low even when you're dumping mags with 124 grain NATO or hotter plus P loads. And because it's integrated, you don't get the bulk or snag potential of a thread-on comp. It's streamlined, efficient, and effective, exactly what you want in a real-world carry gun. Then there's the grip. You're looking at a modular polymer frame with interchangeable backstraps, slim enough to conceal, but long enough to get a full grip. And it holds 17+1. That's right, 17 rounds in something barely over an inch wide. Sig designed a stagger stack mag that feeds smooth and locks in tight, and they didn't sacrifice ergonomics to make it happen. It feels planted, even when your hands are sweaty or you're working one-handed. Slide and barrel are both stainless steel. Carbon steel for the barrel, nitron finish on the slide. And you've got X-ray 3-day night sights plus a direct mount optic cut for the Romeo Zero Elite and other micro red dots. Pair that with the flat-face trigger, which breaks clean and resets short, and it becomes one of those rare compacts you actually look forward to shooting. If I had to carry one pistol that could disappear under a hoodie but still hold its own in a grid-down, zero backup situation, the XMacro comp would be riding appendix. It shoots like a full-size, fights like a full-size, but carries like it's not even there. Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 Carry Comp. Smith & Wesson's M&P line has always been known for ruggedness. These are the kind of guns you could bury in a go bag, dig out 6 months later, and trust to run. But when they dropped the M&P 2.0 Carry Comp from the Performance Center, they turned that rugged workhorse into something that not only survives but thrives under fire. The first time I ran this thing through rapid strings with plus P loads, the integrated compensator told the story. Flat, fast, and controllable like a gun twice its size. That comp isn't a bolt-on gimmick either. It's part of the barrel system. A 4.22-inch stainless steel barrel that vents excess gas up and out through 2 precision ports. The difference is real. You get less muzzle rise, smoother recoil impulse, and faster sight recovery. Combine that with the flat-face Performance Center trigger, which has a clean break and short, audible reset, and you're stacking rounds on target before most pistols settle back on plane. The frame matters too. This isn't polymer. The carry comp is built on an aluminum alloy frame, which soaks up recoil without weighing down your carry. It's around 28 ounces unloaded, which is that sweet middle ground where you get duty-level control without printing like a full-size when carried. You've also got 4 interchangeable backstraps with aggressive M2.0 stippling. I swapped to the medium-large one to fit gloved hands, and it locked in just right. Slide work is smooth thanks to deep front and rear serrations and strategic weight reduction cuts. And it's optics ready. No plates needed if you run a Shield RMSC, Holosun 507K, or similar pattern. Out of the box, the carry comp is carrying 15+1 with flush-fit mags, but you can run the larger 17-rounders too with a sleeve. In a world where your EDC might become your primary under less than ideal circumstances, this gun's a rare blend. Compact enough to conceal, tuned enough to train with hard, and reliable enough to stake your life on. I'd take it into the woods, through a storm, or into a crowd. It's that kind of pistol. HK-VPA-1K. There's something about H&K pistols that's just different. They're built like they expect you to get in a gunfight in the rain, out in the dirt, maybe while the power's out and backup ain't coming. That's exactly the energy I got when I first ran the HK-VP-9A1K. It's compact enough for concealed carry, but when you're behind the sights, it feels like a full-size war machine that just happens to fit under a jacket. Let's start with the barrel. It's 4.09 inches of cold hammer-forged polygonal rifled steel. That polygonal profile isn't just marketing. It gives you a tighter gas seal, less fouling, and a little extra muzzle velocity. I ran a few hundred rounds of 124 grain NATO through it without cleaning, and it just kept pushing groups at 15 and 25 yards like it was still clean. The slide's got that classic HK hostile environment finish, and believe me, I've holstered it wet, tossed it in a bag with tools and cordage, and it hasn't flinched or rusted. What really sets it apart, though, is the trigger. It's a striker-fired system, but it breaks like a tuned single action. Short take-up, clean wall, crisp break, and that reset is short and tactile. For a carry pistol, that means fast, accurate follow-ups, especially under pressure. The VP grip system gives you total control over the frame fit. I swapped in the medium backstrap and side panels, and the thing molded to my hand like it was custom. Add in that slight undercut trigger guard and subtle beaver tail, and you've got a gun that locks in when the adrenaline hits. It holds 15+1 in the flush mag, but I carry it with a 17-rounder and a 20-round reload, and even with that firepower, it conceals cleanly. At 7.32 inches long and just 1.3 wide, it vanishes in a quality appendix rig, no problem. If you need a gun that shoots like a full-size but is built for EDC, the kind you'd trust in a blackout, bug-out, or worst-case scenario day, the VP9A1K is one of the few out there that actually lives up to that standard. FN509 CZ Edge XL. FN doesn't just build guns for the range, they build them like they expect the world to fall apart any minute. The 509 CZ Edge XL feels like it was made for that moment. From the second I racked it, you could tell this wasn't your average compact. It's engineered with the same mindset as a field rifle. It has rugged internals, performance under stress, and zero tolerance for failure. That compensator is what really sets it off. Most carry pistols buck and jump when you're pushing fast strings, but not this one. FN's quick detach system uses a spring-loaded lug instead of threads, and it keeps that V-style ported comp locked in tight, shaving off a noticeable chunk of muzzle rise. I've dumped magazine after magazine of 147s, and the muzzle barely lifts. You get real control in close quarters, especially when you're moving and engaging under pressure. The gold titanium nitride-coated barrel isn't just about flash. That thing's a 4.2-inch cold hammer-forged workhorse. It resists wear, keeps temp stable, and has a recessed target crown that protects your accuracy even when things get rough. The slide's got weight-saving cuts, coated in graphite PVD to stand up to the elements, and cycles smooth even with a dot mounted on top. Ergonomically, it feels like FN figured out what the Glock 19X wanted to be. The LS edge frame gives you full purchase, even with gloves on, and the aggressive texturing holds firm through sweat, rain, or dust. The flared magwell is built for speed, not show, and you get 3 17-rounders with extended base plates that make reloads slick under stress. The trigger is flat-faced and clean, with a true 90-degree break and short reset. Paired with the optics ready system and fiber front blacked-out rear sights, you're looking at a carry gun that shoots like a duty pistol, full stop. For me, the FN509 CZ Edge XL checks every box a prepper or serious defender looks for. Concealability, shootability, reliability, and real-world parts that make it more than just a concealed carry firearm. It's a compact gun that fights like a full-size, and that's the kind of tool I want in a go bag. CZ Shadow 2 Carry. CZ doesn't just make pistols, they make shooter's pistols. And when I got my hands on the CZ Shadow 2 Carry, I knew right away this wasn't some watered-down compact. It's the kind of gun you pack when you want full-size confidence with zero compromise on concealment. I've always appreciated CZ's approach. You know, that old-world metallurgy mixed with modern tactical thinking. And this one's built like it's ready for a long fight in bad conditions. It starts with the forged 7075 aluminum frame. That's aircraft-grade alloy, strong enough to take abuse but light enough to carry all day. Compared to the all-steel full-size Shadow 2, this variant cuts just enough weight without sacrificing the planted feel. The frame's sculpted for real-world ergonomics too. The grip angle tracks straight on target, and the duralumin grip panels are textured just right for a solid hold even when your hands are slick with sweat or rain. I've run reloads in gloves and under stress, and the flared magwell and wide trigger guard make everything work clean and fast. The 4-inch cold hammer-forged barrel gives you full-size sight radius and real accuracy. It's short enough to stay concealed, but long enough to keep your shots flat and predictable. The slide is optics ready. It's milled clean and low for direct red dot mounting, and it's got deep front and rear serrations that give you control even when working through malfunctions or administrative loads under pressure. Now the double action/single action trigger. This is where CZ flexes. The double action pull is smooth but firm, right around 10 pounds, but the single action brake drops down to a crisp 3.4, and that reset is short, positive, and perfect for fast, accurate follow-ups. It feels more like a tuned competition gun than a carry pistol. Even the safeties and controls are field smart. The ambidextrous manual safety, reversible mag release, and safety notch on the hammer are all built for real-world adaptability. And you're packing 15+1 rounds in that compact frame. For a gun that carries this well and shoots this flat, that's serious firepower in a tidy package. If you want a carry pistol that handles like a race gun but fits in your waistband, the CZ Shadow 2 carry is the newest option you can pick.